Hey guys, welcome back to Amanda's Favorites. Today I have a review of momAgenda for you. And momAgenda, though, doesn't just make planners for moms. They also have a line called myAgenda, which is, for anyone that doesn't need specialized spaces for your kids in your planner. So they have a momAgenda line and a myAgenda line, but the name of the company and their Instagram handle and their website is momAgenda. That's how they got started. I am very excited to share this with you today. I feel like this review has been a long time coming. My friend on Instagram introduced me to momAgenda. She loved it. That was my first introduction to it. I started contacting them and it took me quite a while to get a hold of them, but then they sent me all these goodies and I'm very excited to share them with you. I feel like it's one of those little gems in the planner world that not a lot of people know about, but it might have something in it that's useful to you. So we're going to run through everything they sent me. I just wanted to show you kind of the pile of stuff. We've got even a ring binder portfolio going on here. We've got mini planners, bound planners, ring bound, and a monthly only book too. So we have a lot to go through. I'm going to start with what I kind of feel like is their basic planner, their bound momAgenda. And I will show you the differences in the momAgenda versus the myAgenda. Here is the myAgenda line. So if you don't have kids or you don't have kids at home anymore, or you don't need spaces in your planner for your kids, you would pick their myAgenda. If you're a mom and you want spaces for your kids, you would pick momAgenda. They put my name on here so beautifully in like a blind imprint. I love that. So nice of them. That was a surprise. Their covers are hard, but with a little bit of flexibility. So they are hard and give you that stable feeling when writing, but they're a little bit flexible. I really like the way they feel in hand. I really, really do like the way these books feel in hand. I like their thick ribbons. I feel like they just feel kind of classy and luxurious, and it also makes it just easier to grab. I really like the thick ribbons. They come in many different colors, each one of these. This is the momAgenda desktop and it is $45 and comes in 6 colors. It is 7x9. It is an 18-month planner and we're going to walk through it. I want to show you the main differences though with the myAgenda, because other than that, they're the same. Here's the biggest main difference. The myAgendas, so the ones that are not for moms from them, are all on cream colored paper. You can tell the big difference here. Cream colored paper and gray lines. The momAgendas from them, so this is where you can see the difference, is light blue lines on a really bright white paper. All of their paper is 70 pound, and I will be showing you a pen test, but I wanted to show you up close of the difference in these page colors. And so it gives a really different look. It might be that if you prefer the bright white, even if you don't have kids is just written really small here, very tiny. You could definitely use whiteout tape on that every week, or a sticker on that every week, or not even care that it's there and you just name your category here and don't care that it says kids if you prefer the white page. So I wanted to show you that's the big main difference, is that the color of the page, and I'm not sure why they chose to do a white page in the momAgenda and have a cream page in the myAgenda line. I'm not sure. So you can see here it doesn't say kids, it says kids there. Everything else is the same except for in the beginning. We'll go through these pages, but some of the pages are specifically for kids and you wouldn't have those in this myAgenda, but you would have it in the momAgenda, like kids medical information. So there are a couple of pages in here that are specifically for kids that are just included in the momAgenda and not the myAgenda. But we're going to walk through just the basic layout of the whole book in this momAgenda, and I filled out some stuff in it to show you guys like how I might use it. I was really drawn to this book. I have to be honest. There's certain planners that I'm just really drawn to that I'm like, I could definitely use this and I could definitely use this. I'm not changing up my whole system, but it's something that I have played around in. Your end pages in this are pink and your ribbons are pink. I'm not sure if that changes with your cover color choice because they have several color choices for your cover. And then you have your nameplate page. You have an introduction from Nina, who is the creator of momAgenda. It's a little introduction about, why she came up with it and developed this system. I like that personal letter from her. And then how she kind of envisions you using this book and how she uses it actually. So I like that on these pages, she says, I use these spaces for this. I like planning my dinner down here because of this. I put important reminders for myself for the week here. So I really like how she made this personal, and she told you how she personally uses this book. Now, in the beginning of momAgenda and myAgenda, you have several extra pages, which you normally don't find in planners. You have a favorite websites page. These will be different based on the myAgenda or momAgenda. In the momAgenda, there's like a pregnancy section, a parenting section, kids health and safety section, great community for moms section. So of course, these favorite websites that are specific for moms and specific for kids clothing, that type of thing, kids, room, toys, and gear, those favorite websites are not going to be in your myAgenda. I just thought this was really interesting to look through. I mean, they're all websites I've heard of, and I was like, oh yeah, that came to mind. Like, what are your favorite kids' room, toys, and gear shopping? Diapers.com, The Land of Nod, Pottery Barn Kids. So just list those websites for you. Shopping for kids' clothing, some of the favorites, like Baby Gap, The Children's Place, Gap Kids, Gymboree, Hannah Anderson, Janie and Jack, Lands End, LL Bean. That's interesting, something that's not normally in a planner. Online resources, these are by topic and then organized alphabetically under that topic, like airlines, reference, name, address, and telephone finders, newspapers, government, toll-free numbers. So that's their website and that's their toll-free number. Then you go into family members information, your name, your spouse, and room for 4 children. Then you have, if you have more than 4 kids, you can put this information in the notes pages in the back. Important phone numbers, some babysitters' phone numbers, after school care, those type of thing. Restaurant phone numbers, just places to list a lot of your information. If you want to list your contractors, your handyman, your lawyers, your accountant, that type of stuff. Lawn service, your cleaning services, stuff about garbage pickup and recycling, snow removal. So just all those important things. So it would be all in one book. You have all your vehicle information here if you want to put that in your planner. You have room to put website, username, and passwords in here if you choose to. You have adults medical information, a whole bunch of medical information to put your doctors if you want to keep all that in here. Kids medical information, and then you have birthdays and anniversaries. So your 12 months of the year. Of course, you can use this for something else if you don't want to list out birthdays and anniversaries here. Then they tell you the, what are they called? Not typical. I can't think of the right name. The appropriate gift for different anniversaries. So I thought that was interesting. That's just listed right in here. Zodiac signs and symbols, birthstones and flowers, all that's in here. Then you have your holidays listed. A lot of holidays. I highlighted just the ones that I pay attention to, dates that might change yearly, that I like to keep track of those certain holidays. Then you have a year at a glance, 2019 and 2020. And this planner goes from July 2019 through December of 2020. Like I said, it is an 18-month planner. Here are your monthly layouts. In these bound books from momAgenda or myAgenda, all your monthly layouts are up front together. So you just go in order, July, August, September. So without tabs, I feel like this is the easiest way to find your monthlies. So you have 18 months all here right up front for future planning. They do note holidays right here on the second line down. And then I wrote in some events on here just so you can see kind of how it looks, like my true events for the month. I like that your boxes are lined because I tend to write much neater on lines, and also I can fit more in the boxes generally if I have lines. I don't really need this. I would much rather this be a notes section. You know that I always throw out my personal opinions when I'm reviewing these planners. I would love this to be notes. I don't need a look at, so they start at June 2019 and you go through December 2019. I mean, I guess that could be really helpful for some people and certain jobs that you might need to be like looking ahead at all your dates at once. That could be really helpful. I myself could just turn back to the year at a glance or the just monthlies. Then you get a quote for every month, and you have a pretty big space up here, a pretty big, border space. But I feel like each box is really a good size. There's ample room in each one of these monthly boxes. Now, here's the thing to note. It is a Monday start on your monthly. Now, that is different, and that is a deal breaker for some people. Monday start, so your Saturday and Sunday weekends are together. Now, I know in most other countries of the world, Monday start is your typical on a monthly, but in the US, it is usually a Sunday start on your monthly. So it's just something, I have used planners like that before, and it's something you just have to get used to. It does make more sense to me. It's just not what I grew up with, so it's not ingrained in my brain. But it makes more sense to me because I always want my weekly to start on a Monday. So it just makes sense that the Saturday and Sunday are together here. And it makes sense that it would be the same on the monthly layout. It's just that's not the way my brain was trained. So that's why it makes it hard for me to adjust to that. So you get all your months up front, like I mentioned, and then you go into your weekly layout. So this goes through December 2020. On your weekly layouts, I started filling out some stuff and playing with it. I might like highlight the week that we're in. So you get the month you're on and your next month coming up. You get a quote every week along with the quote every month. Your holidays are noted like that at just the top line of the day that the holiday's on. I like how they've done that. And then I thought if I was using this, just playing around with it one way, I would put like my top priority tasks for the week here, like to remember things that absolutely had to get done that week. Then I might designate, because I don't really need a box per kid, because that's just not the way I would be using it. I might designate like one box to my channel work, one box to, do I need to make any calls that day? One box to like housework for the day or kitchen work, something like that. I'd probably divide it into categories. Definitely in the top box would be my channel work for the day, so I could see if I need to film or edit anything that day and kind of plan my week around. I usually look at my appointments and how busy my kids and I are, and then I can pick the day of the week that I need to film on and what other day do I need to edit on. And so looking at it that way can really help me. So that's just the kind of way that I might line it out. But of course, here's another week filled in. You might choose to put your 4 kids' names here, and then you can know what activities they have going on every day. Or you might even know if you need to remind them of something, like they need to bring, a sack lunch to this thing. Or it might be your older teenagers, their work schedule could go in here. So your kid's name and their work schedule, so you know when they're going to be gone working that week. Each day you can fill in their work schedule. Or if they're in college but living at home with you, it could be, when they're in classes on those certain days. So just know their schedule when they're going to be out. So there's all sorts of ways you can use these 4 boxes. And then the bottom is designated for dinner. But of course, you don't have to use it for dinner, but I think that's a great spot to put it. Something else that you could use the 4 boxes for are if you want to keep track of like your workout for the day. So this could be labeled, workout, or your steps for the day, or kind of as a habit tracker. Even one of them could be, you could list like your Bible study, your workout, something else, and you could put a check on the line every day if you did that thing. So one of them could be designated for habit trackers. I truly like the layout of this planner because it lends itself to leaving it open to work in your life the way you need it to. You also get a little note there every week of like around week 30 of the year. I just personally like that. It doesn't take up much room or clutter up your page. And it's just kind of like a nice little motivation thing to know where we are in the year. So you go through every week, just week after week, since all your months are in the beginning. All of that is the exact same in here, except for the kids pages in the beginning. You don't have the kids pages, but you have everything else, your holidays, your year at a glance. All your months are up front once again. And here is just the difference in the cream colored paper and the white pages. So you can see there is a big difference. The MyAgenda line, all their MyAgenda is the cream colored paper. All their momAgenda is the white paper with blue lines. MyAgenda has the dark gray lines with the cream colored. I think that the cream colored kind of gives it one of those kind of older, sophisticated, kind of like a Leuchtturm notebook type of look, And also I know that cream colored pages can be easier on the eyes than the bright white. I've heard all these things before. Now, bright white paper hasn't necessarily bothered my eyes. At least I don't feel like it has. But I do understand how cream colored is easier on your eyes. And it just has a completely different look. It makes your book feel different to me. Now, I love my Leuchtturm journals, so I'm not completely against cream colored paper. Although generally in my planners, I think I would normally pick white paper for my planners. This is your 18-month planner, as I stated before. And so you go through December of 2020. You can see a week with many holidays in it, what that looks like, noting the holidays at the top. I truly appreciate that those are all noted on here, like the first day of winter, Christmas Day. I wonder why I would note Christmas Eve, but I guess it's not a real holiday. Boxing Day in Canada and Kwanzaa begins. I like that all those things are noted. Your last week takes you a little bit into the new year, and then you have a planning ahead section. So you go all the way into 2021. You get the entire year. So not only is this an 18-month planner, but you get the entire year of 2021. You already have all the holidays noted on here, and then you have room to note any appointments, vacations, anything you need to plan out can be noted in here to plan ahead and transfer to your planner. Saturday and Sundays are noted with a really light gray, so it's easy to scan down and see like when's Monday, when's Tuesday. So I like that Saturday and Sunday is noted in a light gray. It helps you to be able to know when those days of the week are. There's a note section at the bottom, so you definitely can be planning ahead. And then you get a huge amount of note pages at the end. All your note pages are just lined. You get a big section. Now your note pages, interestingly, have really light purple lavender lines. So that's different than the light blue lines that are throughout your planner. So that's just something else to take note of on there. I just quickly counted all the notes pages, and I think there's about 43 notes pages, counting front and back. That's a lot. That's a good section of note pages. Now, you do have this extra ribbon in the back here. I'm going to have to do some research or ask them what specifically this is supposed to be for. Honestly, I never noticed it till I was making the video, because I would have asked them before I started making the video, because I just saw it in here and I actually thought it was another ribbon that I needed to pull out. So I kind of pulled really hard on it. I never noticed that when looking in here. Maybe it is so you can slip just extra papers back here, because this ribbon's much tighter since I haven't yanked on it thinking it was supposed to come out. So I will ask them and put that in the video here, what that extra ribbon is for at the back. But it comes with the 2 marker ribbons. I think they're a great length. You can pull them all the way to the edge and open your page. And like I said, I like the thickness of them. So that is the basic layout of the momAgenda. This is the desktop momAgenda. Now they also have a desktop spiral. I was not sent that one. That one is only $26, whereas this one is 7x9. The desktop spiral is 6.4x9. So you might want to look at that if you like a coiled planner better, but the same layout. Now we're going to move on from the desktop agendas. We're going to move on to the really big home office edition. This is called their home office edition. It is the mom version, but it is in cream colored paper. So that confused me a little bit, because on the other ones, the cream colored paper was in the non-mom version. So this is the mom version with the kids written in, but it is on cream colored paper. This is a big book, y'all. It is 9x11. It is $38. It comes in 5 colors. It comes in this is not an 18-month. This is a 13-month planner. And you have tabs on it. You have some really nice accordion pocket folders with material. It could actually hold a lot in there, and another accordion pocket folder at the back. So if you need some serious space in your planner, this is a great option. This would also be a great option to leave laying out on your counter for like your whole family to view. And this is where I did my pen test. So let's go over the pen test, and then we'll talk. It's the same layout. We'll talk a little bit about this book. It's the same layout, rounded corners, just made much bigger. Your lines are much bigger. So if you're someone who likes to write big, and like I said, it'd also be great. This is something laying out in the kitchen on a counter or a desk for your whole family to be able to view if you wanted it to be used like that, where they could check and see what's going on, because you have even bigger spaces here on your monthly layout. You could fit a lot in there. Here's our pen test on their 70-pound paper. I used all my normal pens except my fountain pen ran out, you guys. I need to get on Amazon and order some refills of that. My Pilot fountain pen that I bought just for pen testing, because I don't normally write with fountain pens, ran out of ink. But I have all my other normal pens and markers and mild liners. And here's what the back of your page looks when you turn it over. There is absolutely no bleed through. There is very little see-through. I feel like the 70-pound paper performed beautifully for you. It feels like nice paper. It is not slick, but it doesn't have a big tooth to it. Not a lot of texture. It's just a smooth paper. That's the best way that I can describe it. There is your look at how your week will look when it's filled in. So let's look at this week. It's the same layout. You have the month you're on, and you have your next month. You have a quote. It's the exact same layout. Just everything is bigger and more spread out. Your lines are bigger. Your kids sections are bigger. You can always fold it over on your desk and only look at, the beginning of the week. And then you are not taking up such a huge space on your desk. I just don't know of anything else like this. If you need something like this, big, divided up for your kids, or like I said, to use for just different divisions in your life, I absolutely love this offering from momAgenda. It has a small coil, so it's not an overly big coil to feel like it's making your book really bulky. Even though it is a very big book at 9 by 11, it does not feel bulky because your coil is so small and just the right size for the book. I love the rounded corners on all the momAgendas. This one, like I said, comes with tabs. Now I have to show you, momAgenda also sells tabs though, and I forgot to mention that, and they sent me some. I'll show them to you for their bound book. But this one comes with tabs, and so the difference is your months are dispersed throughout. They're not all in the front. Since it has tabs, your months are dispersed throughout. The tabs feel very durable, but the paper that the tab is on is not any thicker than the rest of the book. It's the same paper, but it honestly does not feel like it's going to rip or anything turning to it. It feels like it's going to handle it great. Then you have a note section at the end, and you have a tab labeled notes, and you have another good amount of notes. I don't think it's quite as much as the bound book, but it is a good amount of notes pages, and these are big pages. And like I said, your two ample, amazing pockets. I think this is a great option if you need a big book. Here are the momAgenda tabs that I was talking about, the monthly adhesive tabs that they sell. I like that they are just white with gold lettering. I think they are beautiful, and you can add these into any of their bound books that don't come with tabs, even though all the months are up front. If you would like to have tabs on those months, or if you would like to put these tabs where your weeks are starting. If you, for instance, want to be able to flip really quickly, since all your months are in a row up front, you may not want to use the tabs there, but if you want to be able to flip really quickly to where November starts, you might want to use your tabs here, like on your weeklies. Start them where November starts. We have a couple more left of their really unique offerings. This is their monthly only. It is $19.99. It comes in two colors. It's an 8.5 by 11. It goes from July of this year, 2019, through December of 2020, just like their planners. It has space to plan all through 2021. I will show you that. You have a nameplate page. This is a very durable, hard cardstock. You have gold foiling on the front. The back is just plain. I like the design that they've chosen for this. Then you go into Nina's introduction here, just like in her other planners, and kind of how she would use this book, how you would use different spaces to write in your different kids' activities each day. Like each kid would kind of be assigned a line, basically. And then you would always keep them on that same line. So I'll show you when we get to that page. In your holidays list, so you get all the same pages that you get with the big planner. 2019 overview, 2020 year at a glance. Then you go into your 18-month monthly only planner. This would also be a great one to leave out on your kitchen counter or on an easel up in your kitchen or on a kitchen desk if you want your whole family to be able to see what is going on, but you want a small, like lightweight portable book for you to also just be able to plan that in. You don't want something that you have to take off the wall or the fridge to fill out. This is a great option. Your holidays are at the top. You can see those noted there. Your next month coming up are in light gray. Their other calendars in their planners are also like that. I don't think I mentioned that yet. You have a big note section here, which I love. Instead of looking at all your months coming up here, they have left this blank for notes. I personally love that. You still have the month, the previous month, and your next month at a glance and a quote. And here's how it's lined out. It only says kids right here on the first line of each week on your Monday. So it's a Monday start again. And then, of course, it would just follow across. Her thinking is you would have a line per kid and then, or a line for your spouse or a line for something that you assign it. It could be like the first line is your work schedule. The second line is what you're having for dinner. The third line is something else, your steps for the day. So it doesn't even have to be for kids. You could use this in so many different ways. Top section is just big. So that could be for like your appointments of the day. If you were assigning this out to your kids, that could be for your appointments. Or it could, if you're using all of it for you, it could be just like what big is happening that day and then other things outlined. There's a lot of ways you could use it. You have a big space, which is typically, what she's thinking, what would be for you for the day, and then a line per kid for 4 kids. Now, you could fit 5 kids in here because you could start writing. One kid could go on the top of this line and infringe just a little bit on your space. The last kid, the 5th kid, could go on the very bottom line that's outlining the box. So you could fit 5 kids or 5 things on these lines. This planner goes for 18 months all the way through December of 2020. It is on the bright white paper, but it is not the blue lines like her other planners on bright white paper. It is light gray lines. I really like the look of this planner and the function of it just being really big monthly spreads. Then you have your future planning into 2021. I could see this planner working so well for many things. I could also see it working as like content planning with all the lines and thinking ahead and looking at a whole month at a time. I personally think this planner could be used for anyone in any stage. You don't have to have kids. I myself kind of think it's a shame that it does say kids on that line every Monday because it doesn't have to be used for kids in that way. Here is your whole next year planning at a glance. Just like the other planner, you have all your holidays in here and you can plan all the way to the end of 2021. And then you have a little chunk of note pages, just a few note pages, but enough to be able to scribble down some notes in. I am a big fan of this book because it's just not something you find everywhere. I've zoomed in a little bit because this is their mini MyAgenda, but I want to show it to you compared with their 7x9. The mini is 5x7. So this is your 7x9. Your mini is 5x7. The mini is $38. It comes in 5 colors and it is an 18-month. There we go. Since I zoomed my screen in for this, I didn't realize that it wasn't all showing. Here is the size difference. I believe that the mini only comes in MyAgenda and not the mom version. This is what it looks like compared, but it might only come in the MyAgenda version and not the momAgenda. The mini is just a great little book that you could throw anywhere. I mean, this book feels portable, but this book is amazingly portable. I zoomed back in a little bit. It's all the same pages, but just in a mini version, it feels so portable. You have all your months up front. And I was going to show you guys, I even started filling out some weeks in here, just if I wanted to messy scribble my week and see like appointments when in that top section. You guys know that's how I use my ERIN CONDREN. I always put appointments in the top section. This week was appointment heavy, having to be places. And I don't even have everything on here because I filled this out before everything got put in. It was just like other important things I needed to remember to do that day. This little thing can just give you a really quick glance at your week. See, there's a little bit neater week to see like what appointments do you have. And if you don't need too much room, but you need something really portable or use this as a separate on the go planner, I think it is so perfect for that. I was using this separate just at my desk when I just wanted to be like, okay, I need to just do a messy glance at my week because everything's kind of neat in my ERIN CONDREN and I do have all my appointments in there, but I just needed to see it in like a small scope instead of a big 2-page with a coil in the middle scope. Sometimes my mind just needs to take it in. This way, this was really nice to look at for that busy week that I filled in. It's just so portable. That's all I can think about. It's just so portable and easy to carry around. And there is 18 months in here, plus all your notes pages, a huge amount of notes. If you need a portable planner or if you need a second on-the-go planner, this is an amazing little book, you guys. Once again, it's 5x7. It's pretty thick, but it just feels like you could throw it in any bag or backpack. Last but not least, I want to share with you, I left the bow on because it looks so pretty, but of course you would take it off. That momAgenda makes a personal portfolio. And actually, I was pretty impressed with the feel of this book. It has a really nice feel. No, it's not real leather, but it feels really nice. $75, but you also get the inserts with this. It comes in 3 colors. Your inserts are only January through December though of 2020. So this is not an academic year. And of course, you would be taking the ribbon off. You have a pocket up front here. You have some credit card or business card slots right here. It comes with a ruler and they have a 3-ring system in their momAgenda. You have a nameplate page and everything turns so well with it being only 3 rings, you guys. There we go. We needed to zoom out so you could see it better. You have a little zipper pocket here in the back if you needed to keep some things that you need to make sure did not fall out anywhere in there. I will say that zipper was a little bit hard to do. It gets a little stuck. You have your pen holder going right there, but maybe as you use your pen holder, it would push out. Here is one of my favorite pens, Uniball Signo DX 0.38. I get mine on Amazon and it fits great. It does have a little grippy on it and it fits and slides in well. I myself have never used a ring bound system, but if you are a ring bound person, then you might love that momAgenda comes in a ring bound. Here, they have given you a lot of dividers. You have essentials and that has your introduction, all that medical information, favorite websites. So if you didn't need that in your planner, you could just take that out. You could put something else under the essentials tabs. Then you have a page that says calendar. That is your year at a glance. And then that is you're going into your monthlies and your weeklies. And here are your monthly layouts. So all your months come up front first. All right, this book only comes in a yearly edition, and this is actually the 2019 version. It is the blue lines on the bright white paper. And then you have your weekly planning right after that. So they sent me the 2019 in here. This is your entire 2019 year in here. So you could even slim this down if you needed to, but it's not bulky. This is your entire 2019 year. And then they sent me the entire 2020 calendar refill. So you can see how slim that is for the entire year. Then you have a notes section, and they give you a good amount of notes pages in here. I am not sure if they sell extra note pages on their site. I hope they do. Then you have a to-do section in which you have people to call, things to do, things to buy, other notes, and that is repeated on the front and back of every single page. And this section has the purple lines, the lavender lines to it, and that's a big to-do section. Then you have a planning section where it says websites. There's all different kinds of things in here. Books, movies, music, fashion, restaurants, wines, health, fitness, gift record for name and gift, entertaining resources like caterers, florists, invitations, equipment rentals, that type of thing. Parties that you're planning, a party planning section, a lot of those pages. Vacation ideas, vacation planning for several vacations. Then you have a friends and family section for addresses, giving you a little address book if you want to keep that in here. Of course, with the ring bound system, it's so simple just to open up those rings and take something out if you don't want it, or add something that you do want. I just love how easily everything slides on these rings. I love that part of it. And it shuts really well, and just you have this compact portfolio ring bound system to take with you. Thanks for hanging with me for this a little bit longer video. I hope that you enjoyed it. I would love to hear your thoughts down below about momAgenda. I would love to hear if you have ever used momAgenda. I love to hear your insight, and I always just love to hear what you think about different planners. Thanks for watching. Happy planning, and we'll see you next time. Bye-bye.